Well, thank you for joining me. I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and we're here on the banks of a little brook going into Elk River near Pineville, Missouri. Here on March the 25th of 2023, Lesson 84, Love Created Me Like Itself, and Love Holds No Grievances. Lesson 67 and 68 review. This is Lesson 82. Love created me like itself, and love holds no grievances. What are some other things going on here on March the 25th around the world? It's Brother and Sisters Day, Earth Hour, which is the last Saturday of every March, International Waffle Day, Old New Year's Day, Pecan Day, International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. That's a long title. National Day of Celebration of Greek and American Democracy, and the Tolkien Reading Day. Love created me like itself. These are the ideas for today's review, 67 and 68. Love created me like itself, and love holds no grievances. So in the morning, I say in the morning, if you want to take the earlier part of the day, which realistically, if you get up at 6 and go to bed around 10, go till about 2 in the afternoon and then switch over to your afternoon, or to your latter part of the day. Half of the day for the one and half for the other. Depends on your schedule. Love created me like itself. I am in the likeness of my Creator. I cannot suffer, I cannot experience loss, and I cannot die. I am not a body. I would recognize my reality today. I will worship no idols nor raise my own self-concepts to replace myself. I am in the likeness of my Creator. Love created me like itself. You might find these specific forms helpful in applying the idea. Let me not see an illusion of myself in this. So when some temptation comes where you want to hold a grievance, tell yourself, let me not see an illusion of myself in this. Or as I look on this, let me remember my Creator. As I look on this, let me remember my Creator. Or my Creator did not create this as I see it. We need to have our minds straightened out so we can see what's real instead of the illusion of what's real. Love holds no grievances. Lesson 68. Grievances are completely alien to love. Grievances attack love and keep its light obscure. If I hold grievances, I'm attacking love and therefore attacking myself. If I hold grievances, I'm attacking love and therefore attacking myself, which is a love being, created in the image of love. Myself thus becomes alien to me if I hold a grievance. Myself thus becomes alien to me. I am determined not to attack myself today so that I can remember who I am. These specific forms for applying this idea would be helpful. This is no justification for denying myself. Or I will not use this to attack love. Or let this not tempt me to attack myself. Okay, well let's so do your morning, or up until 2 o'clock, or the earlier part of the day, the first lesson, love created me like itself. And the latter part of the day, love holds no grievances. And I still do my longer meditation about sunrise and sunset, but I do have a moment at sometime around 2 o'clock just to remember, and I'll read through my lesson and just take maybe a minute or two to remember what I want to do for the afternoon, particularly the shorter practice periods, because in the evening, about sunset, when I do my evening meditation, I'll do the latter part in its entirety. Really spend the 3 minutes looking at it, and then 10 or 12 minutes in the silence, listening for God's voice. What I call listening prayer. Okay, let's go take a look now at our text reading. And we're in chapter 9, which is the correction of error. And we're ready for section Roman numeral 5, the awareness of the Holy Spirit. While you're turning there, let me tell you about another Pisum sativum, a pea. And this is out of the Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Catalog. And it's the Green Beauty Snow Pea. You know, you can be planting your snow peas out right now. In my area, zone 6 roughly. A magnificent giant. Green pods on this Green Beauty Snow Pea. It's a 60-day pea. Magnificent giant. Green pods are tender, even harvested at their full size of up to 8 inches long. These are not only big, but among the best tasting of all we have tried. Vigorous plants are productive and reach 6 to 8 feet tall in ideal conditions. Bred by eminent public domain plant breeder Dr. Alan Capular. Delicious, tender pods are likely the largest of all. This variety also produces large amounts of vitamin C and is a wonderful addition to a variety of dishes. And it's great for snacking. The Green Beauty Snow Pea. Okay, love created me like itself, and love holds no grievances. Just to kind of keep it in our mind for the day. All right, so in section 5 of chapter 9, paragraph 31, the awareness of the Holy Spirit. How can you become increasingly aware of the Holy Spirit in you except by His effects? You cannot see Him with your eyes nor hear Him with your ears. How then can you perceive Him at all? If you inspire joy and others react to you with joy, even though you're not experiencing joy yourself, there must be something in you that is capable of producing it. It is in you and can produce joy. Or if it is in you and can produce joy, and if you see that it does produce joy in others, you must be disassociating it in yourself. Wow, that's some nice reasoning. It seems to you that the Holy Spirit does not produce joy consistently in you, only because you do not consistently arouse joy in others. Their reactions to you are your evaluation of His consistency. When you are inconsistent, you will not always give rise to joy, and so you will not always recognize His consistency. What you offer to your brother, you offer to him, because he cannot go beyond your offering in his giving. This is not because he limits his giving, but simply because you have limited your receiving. He doesn't limit his giving, but we can limit our receiving. The will to receive is the will to accept. Paragraph 33. If your brothers are part of you, will you accept them? Only they can teach what you are, and your learning is the result of what you taught them. Wow, your learning is the result of what you taught them. Remember, we're all in this together. We make it to our awareness of being in heaven by what we're teaching our brothers is teaching us. Teach only love, for that is what we are. If your brothers are part of you, will you accept them? Only they can teach you what you are, and your learning is the result of what you teach them. What you call upon in them, you call upon in yourself. And as you call upon it in them, it becomes real to you. God has but one Son, knowing them all as one. Only God Himself is more than they, but they are not less than He is. Would you know what this means? If what you do to my brother you do to me, and if you do everything for yourself because we are part of you, everything we do belongs to you as well. Every soul God created is part of you and shares His glory with you. His glory belongs to Him, but it is equally yours. You cannot then be less glorious than He is. Paragraph 34. God is more than you only because He created you, but not even this would He keep from you. Therefore, you can create as He did, and your dissociation will not alter this. Neither God's light nor yours is dimmed because you do not see. Isn't that something? Neither God's light nor yours is dimmed because you do not see, because the sonship must create as one. You remember creation whenever you recognize part of creation. Each part you remember adds to your wholeness, because each part is whole. Wholeness is indivisible, but you cannot learn of your wholeness until you see it everywhere. You cannot learn of your wholeness until you see that it's not limited by any person, place, thing, or situation. See, your wholeness is indivisible. Wholeness is indivisible, but you cannot learn your wholeness until you see it everywhere. You can know yourself only as God knows His Son, for knowledge is shared with God. When you wake in Him, you will know your magnitude by accepting His limitlessness as yours. But meanwhile, you will judge it as you judge your brothers, and will accept it as you accept theirs. Wow, isn't that something? The importance of loving our neighbor as ourselves has a huge effect on us. Has a big effect on them too, doesn't it? You are not yet awake, but you can learn how to awaken. You are not yet awake, but you can learn how to awaken. Very simply, the Holy Spirit teaches you to awaken others. As you see them waken, you will learn what waking means. And because you have willed to wake them, their gratitude and their appreciation of what you have given them will teach you its value. They will become the witnesses to your reality, as you were created witnesses to God's. Yet when the sonship comes together and accepts its oneness, it will be known by its creations, who witness to its reality as the Son does to the Father. I like that first part of that paragraph 35 when it says, you are not yet awake, but you can learn how to awaken. Very simply, the Holy Spirit teaches you to awaken others. As you see them awaken, you will learn what waking means, and because you have willed to wake them, their gratitude and their appreciation of what you have given them will teach you its value. Very, very similar to what we learned in lesson 68, which is our review today, one of our reviews. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself by laying all my grievances aside and wakening in Him. That was our shorter practice period back on lesson 68. Paragraph 36. Miracles have no place in eternity because they are reparative. Yet while you still need healing, your miracles are the only witnesses to your reality which you can recognize. You cannot perform a miracle for yourself because miracles are a way of giving acceptance and receiving it. In time, the giving comes first, though they are simultaneous in eternity, where they cannot be separated. When you have learned that they are the same, the need for time is over. Isn't that something? We can collapse time by seeing that even though in the world it might seem like you give first and then receive the the return, the joy. But in eternity, that's not the case, and we'll escape from time as we use it as eternity uses it or sees it. Paragraph 37, eternity is one time, its only dimension being always. This cannot mean anything to you, however, until you remember God's open arms and finally know His open mind. Like Him, you are always in His mind, and with a mind like His. In your open mind are your creations in perfect communication, born of perfect understanding. Could you but accept one of them, you would not want anything the world has to offer. Everything else would be totally meaningless. God's meaning is incomplete without you, and you are incomplete without your creations. Accept your brother in this world and accept nothing else, for in Him you will find your creations, because He created them with you. You will never know that you are co-creator with God until you learn that your brother is a co-creator with you. Isn't that something? You will never know that you are co-creator with God until you learn that your brother is a co-creator with you. You know, lately I've just been getting more into the realization that everything's working just perfect, and I can kind of step back and just let things be. And when something does happen, I don't try to, matter of fact, if I say, you know, if I put out some kind of a little sound that shows that I'm displeased with what just occurred, I usually let that sound take me a little deeper and think, I wonder why I lost my joy in that experience. And I kind of step back and say, you know, everything's just fine the way it is. And I need to see that just the way it is. Don't be too worried about trying to change things. If we need to change things, we'll be shown what to change joyfully. Accept your brother in this world and accept nothing else, for in Him you will find your creations, because He created them with you. You will never know that you are co-creator with God until you learn that your brother is a co-creator with you. Okay, let's go back and take a look in our lesson today. Love created me like itself. Love created me like itself. I am in the likeness of my Creator. I cannot suffer, I cannot experience loss, and I cannot die. I am not a body. I would recognize my reality today. I will worship no idols nor raise my own self-concept to replace myself. That'd be idol worshiping. I am in the likeness of my Creator. Love created me like itself. Remember that in that lesson he had told us that we could say things like holiness created me holy. Any quality you think of as God's, you can apply that to yourself. Kindness created me kind. Helpfulness created me helpful. Perfection created me perfect were the examples he gave. Beauty created me beautiful. Any term that good created me good. And then love holds no grievances. Grievances are completely alien to love. Grievances are the opposite, completely alien to love. Grievances attack love and keep its light obscure. If I hold grievances, I'm attacking love and therefore attacking myself. Myself thus becomes alien to me. I am determined not to attack myself today, so that I can remember who I am. Hey, and you know, yesterday I used the word by instead of for in the text reading, and it did make a little difference. So, you know, check me out when I'm reading. I don't want to go back and take the time to look at it, but yesterday I used the wrong word there. Okay, well, let's sing a little song. This is such a nice little quiet place down by the little brook here. like itself. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Holiness created me holy. Kindness created me kind. Helpfulness created me helpful. Perfection created me perfect. Love created me like itself. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself. I would wake to myself by laying all my grievances, by laying all my grievances aside and wakening in Him. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself by laying all my grievances aside and wakening in Him. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances.